Hi, a little bit of a show and tell, I guess. This is a 1610 map of Scotland, and it looks the part. I'll not have a better idea of it until I get it out from the frame. I need to get it out to scan it because these things, the glass in the frame, the frame lifts it off the scanner bed. B, you're trying to scan through glass, so the resolution is going to be terrible. The glass means that it's going to be prone to glare from the scanner, the scanner light as it passes, just with a reflection. We've tried to scan similar things in the past, but it's not readable. It sometimes looks as if it's on the move, but it's really just that the resolution is so terrible from even just any distance away from the scanner bed. So, we're going to be taking it out the frame. It's a really sturdy frame. It's really sturdy. The auction house had tried to staple a card for the lot number onto the back. I mean, they had a card attached with the lot number, but the staples were just smooshed, like they were barely clinging to the wood, you know. This is solid. I don't know what kind of wood it is, but it's solid. Hey, this is obviously a map of Scotland. Being 1610, the spelling is of 1610. It's really, people would spell a word how they said it. Latin was more standardised. I don't think English spelling was really standardised until the 19th century. So you have some interesting spelling. So the Isles of Orkney, Isles is Y-L-E-S, Yankee Lima Echo Sierra. We have the German Sea, the Deucalion Sea, which I'm not sure if I've heard this area called the Deucalion Sea. The Ness of Hebrides. The Ness of Hebrides. Oh. The Isles of Hebrides. Y-L-E-S. It's upside down and I'm contending with spelling. The Isles of Hebrides. The Irish Sea. You've got part of England. You've got nice little details like the boats. And I always love these wee kind of 3D compasses that they used to put on everything. Because it's the Kingdom of Scotland, it has the reigning house of Scotland. So we've got James VI here. We've got the Prince Regent. What would he be called? Oh, Prince of Wales is the kind of title they give the heir apparent in the UK. So Prince of Wales. Being that this is 1610. This was 7 years after James VI of Scotland took the English throne and became James I of England. So that happened in 1603 on the death of Elizabeth I, and this is 7 years after, so this is why he's titled the Prince of Wales, as heir apparent to our Scottish king, because his dad had also taken the English throne. We have his wife, Queen of Great Britain. So we've got, I believe that would have to be his second son, because this is Henry, and after James we didn't have Henry. After James we had Charles. Henry has died, and Charles the First, hearty lad, he was the Duke of York at this point, so when his brother died, I assume he's going to have been given the title the Prince of Wales, and been made heir apparent. So we have the family, that's nice. The coat of arms is interesting. I'm going to want to look that up. We've got the Irish harp, Scottish lion rampant, and then I'm wondering if that's the quartered quarters are England with the 3 leopards, and Wales. I'm not sure. I'm not seeing upside down, and with it being quite dark, I'm not seeing what might constitute the Wales portion. But once we get it out and scanned in, it'll be scanned in really high resolution. So, and it'll be uploaded to the website in as large a version as the rsh.scot website allows. But I always put a link to its secondary home that allows for a higher resolution. You can zoom right into it and see the wee details. We'll clean it up a wee bit on Photoshop, brighten it a wee bit, just to make some of the details pop out a wee bit better. It is in great nick. The details are already clear. You can read everything. There's very little damage to the map. If any, it's really just a darkening of the whatever material that was printed on. In the 18th century, books I've got from the 18th century tend to be a kind of cotton blend paper, so it feels almost like a stiff, soft fabric, So this could be the same. It could also possibly be on vellum, and you would get, I have a vellum manuscript for the Duchess of Hamilton transferring title deeds to land, and it's bigger than this, so I know that vellum can be quite large in size, so it could be vellum, and I'm hedging towards that a wee bit just because of how it's darkened. I have, again, vellum manuscripts, but I've got books where the spines are vellum, and they age in this kind of way. It's a kind of off-white to begin with, and it goes this kind of dark, creamy brown, but we'll see when we get into it. So, now, again, very sturdy. I can't overemphasize it. This is where they tried to, they hadn't tried, they had successfully attached the wee tag, but barely. Like, this tape stuff is almost like it's like a very fine linen, or again that kind of maybe a paper fabric mix, but very fine, and then it's like gelatin. It kind of shines like a gelatin or an egg white glaze. Be an egg white glaze. Because this tape's going to have darkened too. And this bit that's kind of come up gives a wee hint at its composition. I have no science background and no way to test the materials. That would be really interesting though, if we were kind of connected to maybe some kind of university. That would be interesting for us and for them possibly. Nothing else I can try out techniques to see if it might work for other things. Don't want to have to undo the knot at the end of this, but I think it's coming to that. Crochet hooks are useful, as are nails, but mine aren't super strong. Oh, it's a really good green where it's been fastened. I don't want to cut this. That has been tied for a long time. Okay, we don't need to undo the other one. Could have taken it out through the curing kind of hook, but all the time. Okay. There's no point lifting this and trying to keep it attached to the frame, because the picture has to come out anyway, so it needs to get past this. I'll see how much I can take off without cutting. Maybe need something thinner than that. This would work. If any proof were needed that this were old, it would come in the form of just how easy it is to get under what has been very securely stuck tape. I'd like to get it off in as whole a piece as possible and without cutting it, because the other option was to come in along the edges and cut it out. I would rather avoid that. I would rather take it apart in component parts, you know. I think I would want to try and put it, I mean, it will go back in this frame. I would want to replace the back as, you know, true to its original form as possible. If I cut it out, that means that I'm going to need to spend more time in taping and setting up the damage. So we'll continue on with this. Okay, taking the tape that's holding the, well, it's hiding the nails, holding the map in place. There is more of this, so this is layered. You saw when I was taking it apart that there are sometimes layers. There's a third layer around, third layer that goes in, and I'm not sure what it's there for. I'm not sure if it's maybe there as a base for this to then stick to, because I don't believe it's stuck to the paper itself. The map, I mean, itself. I feel like this is likely the map, what the map's been published on, folded over, which, good work, yeah, it's a clean way of doing it. They've ripped this isn't like anything that's attached to anything I've taken off. This is I don't know at what point that's maybe ripped. I'm not sure how that would have happened when it seems like it's a standard thing just to fold it over. And I don't know. Now this feels, it's like a kind of thick poly bag. You know, the soft ones that aren't like loud crinkly. Don't know how to describe that. Very, very thick, like thin leather, which is what's leading me again to believe that this is probably vellum that this is printed on. Although, would vellum have torn like this? I don't know. could be that the fabric paper has just been treated with something that's making it feel like that plasticky way that vellum goes when it's aged. We're going to have to take the nails out and have a wee look at it under the out from under the glass. Put this here for just now. It's quite dusty. I am going to need a tool. Yeah, one that I hadn't anticipated needing. One. One. Okay. Well, we're ready to pop it out and have a wee look, aren't we? I don't want, in fact I'm not even sure how the glass is in, whether it's laid in or whether it's a component part of this frame. So, I'm going to oh, this is dusty. Okay. So it's a bit better without the light glare so much in the glass. Still quite bright, but as far as I can see, you should be able to see some of the wee details here a bit better. There's James and his son Henry, and we've got to watch those nails. We've got his wife, and I think, and Charles. So, okay. This is, so what I thought was the paper material that the picture is published onto isn't. That's a surround that's been added. So, do we want to take the surround off? Maybe. I want to know, is this printed directly on this? And if so, at what point did that technique start being used? Or this backing board is literally just a backing board to this, which is separate and only held on to the backing board by this tape. I'm inclined to find out because I want to know whether this is paper and get a kind of estimate of actual age of creation. It's a map that was certainly published in 1610, but is this a later print of that map? I don't know. That's what having resources like a university involved would be good for, would be aging things. I mean, this tape would be good for aging because whatever was used to stick it down, and it was maybe a glaze like egg white albumin based thing, that's got to be fairly easy to date with tech. I'm going to have a wee look to find out how removable this tape is for a wee minute, I think. Okay, so it is separate to the board. And I don't know if it's maybe pasted to the board though. I mean, if it is, that's fine. We've not lost anything by filling up this kind of already torn side. It was pretty much torn to the edge anyway. I'm not sure if... yeah. I don't want to hurt the map because it is very thin. Okay. I think it's stuck to the backing board, which is fine. We can still scan it like this. I think that's absolutely fine. That was more curiosity than anything to see whether this had been printed directly on to the board or not. This wood composite backing board. I was hoping that there might be some clues in text somewhere. Not even seeing where there might have been text that's now faded. I'm wondering, because I can't tell. I don't know if the 1610 date on the map is actually when it was published. This, what we have here. I don't know. I'm leaning towards maybe guess it could be, but I'm leaning more maybe 18th century. It's the backing board. I'm not sure about it. It's not like this wood. It's not like a flat piece of wood. You can see where it's been sawn, like, to its shape. It's the fact that it's not just a bit of wood, it's like compressed wood, and what is this, like some kind of fabric or... It could be as contemporary as the 19th century. But there's just been a few wee things that make me want to hedge my bets for the 18th. Although the map itself, the original was drawn up and published in the 17th century, the start of the 17th century. It could be later on in the 17th century, it could be kind of edging towards the 18th, but it's this. I don't know. Research will need to be done. We'll have to find out about the arts and prints world a wee bit. I want to find out some techniques to help narrow this down, because again, no university or anything like that I'm attached to it, to have these things looked at. I mean, it's evaluation would be able to tell us a value, like an auction house would be able to tell us. But then, have they just gone in the listing by saying it's 1610 as its publication? Or is it on the auction house to kind of verify that somehow? It's so weird when you're... It's not like eBay, where it's going to say, you know, that it's a whatever copy of, reprint of, print of whatever. Like, where like on eBay, if you sell a thing and state that it's 1610, and then when the person gets it and has it valued, and they're like, oh no, that's a later date. I guess there can be recourse, but I don't know that the same applies to auction houses offline. I don't know if they have to verify the thing in order to put a date into the listing of the thing. I'm going to look into it anyway. We'll find out as about the print world in a bit, to try and ascertain a kind of closer idea of the thing. Look at all this dust. So this tape, where I wasn't entirely sure what it was for, is to hold the glass in, which is fairly neat. Usually the glass just falls out, doesn't it? Okay, right, well I'm going to get this scanned in so that you can see it, brighten it up a wee bit, make it look a little bit better, and then we'll find out a wee bit more about it. Alright? The map does not scan in while attached to the board. I'll include some examples here. It's so dark, and the scanner we have is an A3 flatbed. This is larger than that, and it means that even scanning it in two halves, one half is off to the side no matter how you have it, and that side is slightly raised from the glass, meaning that this is in effect lifted off the glass. It's blurry, it's dark, it's so dark, it's like the scanner light could barely crack the gloom of the map. So I've just spent quite some time inching along the edges of this. We're going to take it off the board. What I've discovered is that this map, it could easily be 1610. Easily. This paper is so brittle, so thin. I've seen pages similar from kind of early 18th century books where the edges have gone this kind of dark colour, but they just want to crack and crumble beneath your touch. So we're going to have a hell of a job taking this off. I think I'm going to do it because I feel like this is going to be really brittle and apt to tear, which we do not want that. I'm going to take a bit of card and we're going to slowly inch it down. Now I've taken off the three edges. I've left this final edge because that's the edge that we unfolded earlier. So that should be easy enough to come off. And we'll inch card down it and try and separate it from itself a wee bit. So okay. Now do you see? I don't know if you can see that, but you can literally see the pattern of the card. Look at this excellent card. You can see the pattern of it through this paper. It's so thin. So the board may not be 17th century, but now I mean there's every chance that it could be, because the map, look at this, you can almost see through it, it's so thin. We're just going to unstick it just bit by bit. There's no hurry, you don't want to hurt it, and then when we start getting further down we'll get a bigger, longer bit of card involved, and we'll be getting it in from the sides a lot, so we'll end up with just a small bit in the middle right here, and we can get that last wee bit with a longer bit of card. I have to admit right now, this is really therapeutic. It's a really relaxing task. The fear is there, like, don't get me wrong, like, so that some harm might come to it. I'm not super bothered about this tape, when I scan it in, we'll be able to crop it. I don't know if this is so brittle that literally just cracked without a single touch of effort, or whether that was already split. I have no idea. I'm concerned at just how fragile this is. Like, peels together immediately. You can't even see that's oh my goodness. It's just like a crack in like dried thin gelatin or something. Like, we're getting there. We're getting there. We've got this done. Come on, we really just have to get King James and the Hebrides. I'm not going to get too frisky yet. Oh, there we go. There we go. Right, time to separate this last wee bit and get it scanned in. But this is so thin. Like, I really don't want to bend it at all. Like, I don't know how I can show you just how thin this is on camera. Yeah, that's crazy. The hairy bit's over though, so yeah, hopefully clear running for here on out. I'm hoping that when it comes off the edge of the scanner that it doesn't kind of even curve it in a way that might break it, but we're going to find out, because if we want the information replicated online and searchable and available to people, we need decent scans. And well, you could see by those examples of what the scans were like from different angles, and that was with like a couple of books on top, a couple of big books on top, just to really press it as close to the glass as possible. The next scans will be better. They can't not be now.